Today is August 30th, 2021, and about a week ago I finished the Leadville 100 miler for 2021. As a bunch of you might remember, I started to record this video series just a couple of months before training for the 2020 Leadville 100 miler. But of course, with the world's events, that race was canceled in 2020 and pushed to 2021. I've been a little bit short in terms of doing some of these video recaps and some of the thought series for a few reasons. One, without the race in 2020, it seemed a little bit strange to keep recording it. Also, recording on outdoor runs was something that I just opted not to do, and recording on a treadmill didn't seem like a whole lot of fun either. So I kind of held off on doing the series, as a lot of races were canceled. A lot of people's schedules were thrown in disarray. It was a really tough thing to follow my training because it was a little bit all over the place. Come 2021, and it looked like the races were going to happen and we're going to get going again. I actually got injured. I think I shared in my last video that I was diagnosed with a hip stress fracture, torn labrum, and a couple other things. So, in all honesty, I didn't know if the race was going to happen for me. I went through a lot of rehab in March, in April, continued to rehab in May, and then pick up my miles a little bit over the coming months. And with about a 3-month training block, I really focused on getting the race done. So I really committed to changing my training, altering the miles, altering the days per week that I was running, and really focus on getting the race done. I had to slightly alter what my objectives were. I wasn't going to be trying to break 25 hours by any means. I was going to hopefully improve on my time the last race, but really the goal was just finish Leadville and get it done. Do something hard and get it done, and I did. So my final time was 28 hours and 54 minutes and I think 17 seconds. So I was able to come under the 29-hour mark, which I'm really proud of. There were a few changes this year for Leadville, including no pacers at Winfield or the mile 50 aid station. So the first time we could pick up pacers was mile 62.5 or Twin Lakes coming inbound. So that was a bit of a change. Had to carry our own stuff, no muling obviously from Winfield as well, and we had to use drop bags there. So that added a little bit of a wrinkle, but of course it's something that we knew about maybe a month out of the race and something that we could plan for. The weather was perfect. I mean, I must say we had absolutely perfect weather for Leadville this year. There was maybe a little bit of a drizzle. I guess if I was a faster runner, I probably would have hit a hailstorm, but I wasn't in Twin Lakes when that happened. I was barely heading back to Hope Pass. So in reality, being slow maybe paid off that I had better weather, and the weather was just beautiful. It was in the 50s, maybe low 60s, a little bit of a breeze, and nothing to complain about weather-wise. For me personally, I had a couple of setbacks during the race. The biggest one was that at mile 7, I started to have a weird gag reflex with everything I tried to eat. So gels, food, anything that I tried to put down, just didn't, I was having trouble eating it. I wasn't nauseous, I wasn't throwing up or anything, but I felt like I was going to pretty much for the entire race. I was lucky that I was able to keep the food down, and I really focused a lot on making sure that not only did I eat, but I was really slow in terms of eating. I really wanted to make sure that I focused on chewing, eating, swallowing, digesting, all the things that we generally take for granted that I knew if I didn't do right, it would have been a really, really rough race. As a result, I spent a bit more time at aid stations. Instead of my normal 3 to 5 minutes, I was more like 7 minutes at aid stations, and I took 21 minutes at Winfield. So all those things together led to a little bit of a slower time than I was in 2019. I think I was 21 minutes slower this year, which I'm totally fine with. Again, coming off of what was a pretty serious setback and an injury, a change to the race format. I was pretty happy that I was able to break 29 hours. And I did that because of a great crew, great pacers, and great coaching going into the race. I think that for the next couple of weeks, I will continue to do these recordings, more than anything, really as just some thoughts in terms of other people training for Leadville. I'm not a running coach. I've said this many times. I have no right to give advice on running, and I'm not really much of a runner either. But I think that some of the tactics and the tricks that I deployed mentally really helped me, move forward with some purpose and get to the finish line in a time that I'm really proud of. So what I plan to do is share a bunch of those different things that I've used. You know, a lot of them I didn't make up, I've gotten from other people, but they were helpful for me in terms of you know, mindset going into the race, in terms of how I manage the course, how I manage aid stations, decision processes, and kind of taking ownership of the race for myself. So I'll be sharing those, and I'll also be talking to some other runners who are getting ready for different races and ultras and things like that, in terms of how they're preparing for those races, how they're thinking about it, what they're doing to prepare for nutrition, scenarios that they're running through for their mental preparation. So this channel is going to continue to be training for Leadville, but it's really it's partially the Leadville race and it's partially the Leadville mindset. Additionally, I'll go over the course. So kind of things that were helpful for me in the first 12.5 miles from the start to May Queen. In the next segment, which is about 11 miles, going from May Queen to Outward Bound, etc., throughout the course. So just different areas of not only mindset, but preparation, some of my nutrition, and what I did in terms of gear for those different parts of the course. I find that might be helpful for some different people in terms of how you prepare your gear, how you prepare for nutrition, and just approach the course if you're watching this heading into Leadville next year. So anyway, I hope that you stay with me. I hope that this becomes a fun series. It'll definitely change the shape versus what I'd originally set out to do. But again, I'm happy to finish Leadville now for my second time, and happy to take a step back right now and focus more on some of the the other things running wise I want to do in the next couple of months. My running's going to be significantly decreased right now as I just recover from the race, but I will spend a lot more time thinking about the mental aspects of the race, what went well for me, what I would want to change next time, and other areas of preparation that maybe I can pass on to you. So thanks again for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comments. I'd love to read them, maybe address them in the future, and look forward to doing this next time.